Hi, this is Lou from YAstrength, and I've always talked about how weight loss is not the only benefit you get when it comes to intermittent fasting. But I understand that most people, they practice intermittent fasting or they get into it because of that. They want to lose weight. So that's the main reason why people do it in the first place. And that's because most people don't know why intermittent fasting is so effective. So I would be remiss if I did not talk about intermittent fasting and why it's so effective for weight loss. And while this certainly plays a role, no, it is not simply because you eat less food. That's not why fasting is so effective for weight loss. But continue watching this video and I'll explain. As I alluded to earlier, it's obvious that you're losing weight because you're eating fewer calories. Yes, that is true by default because consuming fewer calories will lead to you losing weight because you'll be likely in a calorie deficit. But that actually is not the primary reason why intermittent fasting is such a great tool for weight loss. Intermittent fasting changes how your body consumes food, burns fat for energy, burns sugar for energy, and more. Most importantly, it literally changes or affects the hormones within your body, specifically certain hormone levels, and that is why intermittent fasting is so effective for weight loss. When compared to calorie restricted diets like low carb, keto, or juicing, they all have one thing in common. They help you lose weight, and they usually by default help lower your insulin levels in some way, shape, or form. But with intermittent fasting, there's also a significant increase in growth hormones within the body. And it also triggers the release of a fat burning hormone called norepinephrine, which is also called noradrenaline. Norepinephrine increases heart rate and blood pumping from the heart. It also increases blood pressure and helps break down fat and increase blood sugar levels to provide more energy to your body. So all these changes and release hormones from your body when you intermittent fast all have an impact on your metabolic rate. And how does it impact it? Well, it's been shown to significantly increase it. Why is that a good thing? Metabolic rate is the number of calories your body burns at rest. Specifically, it's the number of calories that's required to keep your body running at rest. So the higher your metabolic rate, the more calories you're burning at rest, aka while you're doing nothing. And the more calories that you burn should directly impact your weight loss. To bring in some research that was published in an article on pub.med.gov, they found that your resting energy expenditure or metabolic rate can increase as much as 14% when doing or practicing intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting also causes less muscle loss than the traditional calorie restricted diet that people normally do. There was another study that looked at intermittent fasting versus the calorie restricted diets and how they affect weight loss in general. Although a traditional calorie restricted diet is also just as effective in weight loss when comparing it to intermittent fasting was superior in terms of retaining muscle mass. And we understand that muscle not only looks better on the body, but it burns more calories in general than fat does. So the more muscle you have or can retain while losing weight or while you're in a calorie deficit, the better in general. And there you have it. Now we know why intermittent fasting is so effective for weight loss. It's not just because you eat less, because it changes hormones in your body and affects how your body burns or utilizes calories, burns fat or utilizes fat, and of course how it retains muscle even when you are losing muscle, but not as much when compared to other standard calorie restricted diets out there. That said, we now understand that intermittent fasting attacks your weight loss from multiple angles, right? So from fat burning, from retaining more muscle, increasing certain hormones, and more. Whereas a traditional calorie restricted diet, it only attacks your weight loss from one angle. That's a calorie deficit, which still works, by the way, but it just doesn't trigger as many hormonal changes, which can impact the benefit of intermittent fasting or losing weight in general. That's why intermittent fasting has been shown from research studies and from various people that do it to be a lot more effective when losing weight, because there's just so many different variables that change in a positive way when you're practicing. Be sure to comment below and let me know your thoughts and or feedback about this video. This is Lou from YAstrength. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. As always, see you in the next video.